Hiya Mike, great to meet up with you at the range and do some further work on your swing. Just a quick recap on the key points that we covered. First of all, you were talking about trying to set the club earlier and having that enable you to make a more stable turn, which is fair comment. Certainly setting number 2 or loading 2 sooner would assist in stabilising the upper axis. Having said that, as you load 2 sooner, you tend to get the left shoulder, at this moment in time anyway, the left shoulder's working quite level and the arms are wandering out a little bit away from you too much. That's pushing the axis of the shoulder turn off the ball, not excessively, but a little bit. You get a little bit cuppy, but overall, Mike, a far better backswing than you made in the past. If I was being ultra critical at setup, and I think you've clocked it yourself here after seeing this swing from face on, ideally you want a little bit more weight on your left. And if you look at the top right footage after seeing you swing early in the piece, you made that little bump across with the lower centre. So weight forward, load 2 a little bit sooner wouldn't be a bad swing thought for you. In regards to the flip, the problem we have is that we start to turn too soon, shoulders start to unwind too early in the piece, butt of the club goes towards the target line too soon. Now we've got to extend to keep the club swinging out. And I talked to you about the DVDs. If you watch DVD 3, Mike talking about the drills, that is almost his lesson that he was giving himself. Shoulders unwind too quick, arm works out away from the body too soon, and as a result the hips have to tuck in an attempt to hit out at the golf ball. You can see there the overtaking rate on the club is big at that point. So the first thing we'd want to do is get the weight forward. We then want to make sure that we sequence the moves properly, and if we load 2 and then load 3 without letting, you see there's a little wander of the arms, but we can live with that, and then go from there, work the left shoulder down. We're in a little bit more of a centered position, and now we can start to work that left knee forward a little bit more. Another nice drill for you is to set up with the club so that it's just missing that bay as you make your takeaway. You can see that's encouraging a slightly earlier loading of 2 and 3. See how stable the axis is when you do that. Just leave that running in the corner. And then the other piece you've got to work on then is to get this left knee working forward, keeping the left shoulder down when you transition from P4 to P5. You have to move forward far enough to allow you to then rotate without the fear of coming across the golf ball. Now if you can move forward for long enough, that's going to control the rate at which number 1 and number 2 and number 4 release. It's going to keep the arms in, and therefore there is no need to extend excessively on the way through. We do want to extend, but we don't need to extend excessively because we don't need to get this club up. We don't need to prevent this club from working across the ball. You can see if I swung down from that position, there's absolutely no chance I would ever come across the golf ball and hit a cut. So get that left knee working out in front of the left ankle much sooner from P4 to P5.5. Good luck with it, and look forward to watching your progress over the next week or two. Well done.